Welcome to Pan Dulce with the President. My name is Lizette Navarette, and I'm here at Woodland Community College in our fabulous e-learning studio. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm excited about today's show. Before we begin, let me tell you why Pan Dulce. Pan Dulce, or known as sweet bread, often paired with cafecito, also coffee, hold a significant social and cultural importance within the Latino communities. It really represents the opportunity to come together, share stories, traditions, or aspirations. Growing up, I remember fondly having pan dulce with my grandma as I shared my hopes and dreams for the future. That's really the intent behind this show, and to talk about what we hope to accomplish, really get to know each other. And today I have an amazing guest. I've really been looking forward to this conversation. We have Shawn Tan. He is the student trustee for Woodland Community College on the Yuba Community College District Board. And he also previously served as the president of the Associated Students for Woodland Community College. He wears many, many hats. Those are just two to name of, but we'll get a chance to have a conversation with him. And welcome, Shawn. I'm really excited to chat with you today. Thank you for joining me on Pan Dulce.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, so as I mentioned in the intro, you are just this incredible student leader here at Woodland Community College. I see you really inspiring students to get involved in a number of ways. Two of those spaces have been as a student trustee. The other was last year as the student body president. Can you tell me, what in what ways you think the student voice really can influence decision making at the college, and really what inspires you to be a student leader?
Yes, so that's a many-part question. The student voice is so important, and I think coming in as a returning student, as a non-traditional student, I was scared to find my place here, to find my place anywhere. I think, when we think of college, whether it's a four-year university or 2 years at a community college, it can be daunting. It could be similar to what we envision high school was like for many of us that didn't enjoy high school the way some others did. But for me, the challenge was, where do I fit after taking a break from school for so long? And I was very pleasantly surprised when I came here to WCC that there was a community. There was a community that wanted you to succeed and made it known that they wanted you to succeed. So that really empowered my ability to vocalize, not only for myself, but to advocate for the student body. So like you said, I served as student body president for the Associated Students of Woodland Community College. I was initially, and I don't want to say coerced, but I was like kind of pushed into the role, but happily so, because again, it allowed me a platform to advocate for the students.
We sometimes call that being voluntold, so you could also, that could be one way.
Yes.
Well, I'm really glad that you not only were chosen by your colleagues to step up, but really that you accepted that challenge, because you really did some incredible things under your leadership. Our student body was fully active. You really inspired a lot of us and faculty, administration, and staff to do more to create a student life. So I really want to thank you for that work, and that continued since you're still on the ASWCC.
Yes.
Along with all of your leadership roles on campus, you're also in a really impressive major. You're one of our STEM students. Who or what inspired you to go into STEM?
Yeah, so from a very young age, I have always been interested in science, specifically medicine. Um, the running joke with my family is while everyone was reading Dr. Seuss books, I was too busy diagnosing everybody in my family with a medical handbook. And it was my favorite thing to do. And to this day, I still enjoy it. I enjoy learning about the various processes in the bodies and how viruses and bacteria affect us in a myriad of ways. And so really the inspiration to even pursue education as a whole is my family. You know, they immigrated here from Cambodia during a period of time where the country was stricken with war and a mass genocide was happening called the Khmer Rouge. So my family escaped that to come here to seek a better life, to seek those opportunities that are available here and not, you know, back home. So I wanted to be initially a operatic pediatrician. I wanted to sing opera at the same time, like, you know, working with children. And that quickly grew. You know, I got older. I explored more of the world. Science, like I said, has always fascinated me. And so, you know, fast forward to today, you know, I got to do research over the summer at UC Davis. I was a part of the Mesa Undergraduate Research Scholars Program, and I got my full, you know, full-fledged taste of what research looks like, and where my place is in my career as I want to become a physician assistant.
I love that. An operatic pediatrician, I think there's a way to make that happen there. I see it in your future.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, that would be great.
Does that mean you sing as well?
So yes, I do.
Oh my God, what don't you do?
I do too much, I will say this. I have a penchant to take on a lot of things and always put my best foot forward. And I try to pass it on to my fellow students and colleagues and just everyone that interacts with me in my life. But singing it is a hobby for me. It's something that brings me immense joy. It helps break up the monotony of science. So one of the ways I like to teach myself science is, you know, sometimes to come up with a little jingle of, you know, again, the processes of the body, or, you know, the crazy long name of, you know, certain bacteria and viruses. Like it really helps.
Oh
so.
my God, we must like do something with this. This will be really helpful for de-stress week. Well,
Yes, I highly encourage it.
All right, I love it. So I'm as a student, I'm really curious in hearing your perspective as to why you chose Woodland Community College. And you know, more than that, I would love to hear how your experience has been so far.
Yeah, so I initially didn't choose Woodland Community College. I told myself I want to pick a community college that is going to have all the classes I need and want, and is going to provide the things that I need to be successful as a student. So I initially started at Sac City College, but I quickly found out that it wasn't the college for me. And so I did a little bit more research and I looked around and found Woodland Community College. And while initially I thought, oh, this is really small, are they gonna have everything I need to be successful? You know, I said, you know, let's give it a try. And I signed up. It was a quick and painless process. I really appreciate that. I was immediately notified, hey, you got in, we're excited to have you start. I initially picked only 2 classes to start, and that quickly evolved from part-time to full-time. I ended up taking 17 units my first semester here, and it was nothing short of amazing. The amount of support that I received not only from faculty, but from the various programs that I also participate in, like MESA and EOPS, I truly don't think I would have gotten that same level of support from a bigger college. And every subsequent semester after, again, level of support, it's always risen. And I've never known that. I thought, okay, it's gonna plateau here. It didn't. It just continued to rise, and then more leadership came here to college, and that just, for me, that signaled not only growth for myself, but growth for the college, which is amazing to witness. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love hearing that, and many of the really exciting extracurricular activities that are put on, you and sometimes get to be a part of those. I see you both as a participant and a leader in some of those. Tell me about some of the extracurricular activities that you've participated in, and some that you've led as well.
Yes, so some that I've led, one of the ones that really come to mind, it was a little bit of a Spooktober, we called it. This was fall 2023. And I, again, was newly elected into, role of president, and I wanted to do something just to show the student body, hey, there's a presence here on campus. I want to add that ASWCC has not had a full cabinet in a little over 8 years. Wow. And so my role in the office and my cabinet was the first to have pretty much every single position filled with a student leader, and I was very proud of that. So again, we put on Spooktober. We had the various clubs on campus have booths and activities for students to do. I rented a cotton candy machine, and I handed out freshly spun cotton candy to students, and quite frankly, it was so exciting just to see the look on a student's face, oh my gosh, all this cotton candy is for me. And so that was really amazing. And again, my cabinet really showed up for me, right? All I did was delegate, but they really were the ones that put things on and put things together. So extremely proud of them. And as a participant of the various extracurriculars, probably my most memorable one was with the MESA program, which is led by Dr. Lorena Navarro. She took us over this past summer to the International Space Station Research and Development Conference in Boston, Massachusetts. And on top of being able to go to this wonderful 3-day conference where I learned about basically the intersection of what I'm interested in, which is medicine and space. And I never thought that that would ever be something that would happen. So that was amazing. And I also got to go and tour Harvard and MIT, and I fell in love with the MIT campus. I'm steadily working on my application now in preparation for potentially grad school there. So it ignited that passion that I didn't realize I had. And not just myself, but my fellow students that joined me. We had such a great time, except for 10 minutes. I don't know what's up with Bostonians. They love the rain for 10 minutes, but it drenched me. I was soaked from head to toe. All of my souvenirs from MIT fell into the street, and I had to pick everything up hurriedly, and the streets were flooded, and I thought is this the end of the world? Is this where it's gonna happen? No. And then 2 minutes later, the streets were completely clear. Everyone was back to normal. I was did you guys not just experience this thunderstorm and heavy rains? I was okay, this is
hilarious.
I don't know if I could do that again.
I'm so sorry, but when you get to go to MIT as a student, the grad student, you will get all new exciting souvenirs again and memorabilia.
Yeah.
Well, I am just so glad to hear that there are opportunities here at Woodland Community College that give you confidence in what's next and what your future holds. and that inspire you and your colleagues. So that it's really rewarding for all of us here at Woodland Community College to hear that. So I'm just delighted that that's been your experience. Before we wrap up, is you're kind of a really great stellar student. Can you share some advice that you have for prospective students?
Yes. So the advice that I want to give you, prospective students, is put yourself out there. Talk to everybody and anybody. Get to know your professors, because they are human beings. They're not there to just tell you what to do and tell you to memorize 10 million different things. They truly want to help you. And put your best foot forward. You know, all it really takes is a little bit of effort, and you will see reward. Yeah.
I love that. Well, Shawn, it has been such a pleasure to have a conversation with you, get to know you a little bit more. Thank you for all you do on behalf of students to elevate the student voice and just to be such a great ambassador. We're very lucky to have students like you choose Woodland Community College. To our guests, thank you again for joining us. Let me share a little bit. We'll indulge in some delicious Pan Dulce shortly. Today our bread comes from Casa del Pan, so here in Woodland, so we're excited to shop local as well. But and I also want to thank our colleagues at the e-learning studio for their support. Thank you again, Shawn. Thank you for tuning in. This was our episode of Pan Dulce. Have a great day.